Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the call. I'm Ray Madoran, and Barb and I, my wife and I, are master coordinators from Scottsdale, Arizona, sunny, warm Scottsdale, Arizona. Um, for those of you that are joining us maybe for the first time, these are our monthly OPA calls that we do every month. And these calls are hosted by the master coordinator teams within the OPA organization. And that began with Mary and Gary Loomis years and years ago. And it's actually grown under their son, Rob. OPA stands for Organic Product Associates. And that's the name that Mary and Gary gave the organization because they knew even years and years ago that over time people would forget who some of the early people were in the organization, and so it really was a legacy for them to start an OPA organization. And we're really proud of that organization. Maybe just a little bit about it. There's 11 master coordinators in the OPA organization, of which two are presidential masters, over 300 business leaders, over 60,000 members, and we represent a little over 5% of all of Shaklee North America. So pretty significant organization, obviously, and we're really proud of that as well. Um, so that's a little bit about the OPA organization. And by the way, this call is being recorded and will be on opastuff.org. And Scott usually has it within a few days. That'll be on OPA stuff, STUFF.org, so that you can re-listen to it, or if somebody missed it in your organization, they can always listen to it. Okay, that's the introduction. To get things moving, we've got a really good lineup of people that are going to give you a lot of good information. You may want to take some notes. If you have questions, write them down. And at the end, we'll try to answer whatever questions we have with the time that we have left. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Barb. She's going to introduce our speakers for this evening. And we even had one that couldn't make it tonight at the last minute because of a medical issue with her mother that's in the hospital. So Barb is going to do that tonight as well. So Barb, why don't you take it from here?
Okay. Thank you, everybody. What I'm going to do, Julie Barron could not be here tonight. So she sent me her presentation a little while ago, which you will have access to afterwards too. And so I will share my screen. Well, no, I'm not going to share my screen. I'll just read it. That'll be better. But what we're going to talk about tonight is we want to meet as many people as possible and have access to inviting as many people as possible into what we have with our Shaklee Lives. And so what we want to talk about is attracting people and building relationships with those people. We have people in our group who've been with us. This is our 50th year in Shaklee. For all those years, or almost all those years, we still have a 94-year-old lady in St. Louis who I met in my aunt's living room almost 50 years ago. And she's a ball of energy. She's got a twinkle in her eye still. She lives by herself. She rakes her neighbors' leaves because they come onto her lawn. And people like that, who you get to know, and you can get to know well enough that they trust you, they trust what we stand for, makes a big difference. And she told me recently, she says, I've got to believe that it's those Shaklee products that keep me as healthy as I am. So let me start with Julie's presentation, and then we'll move on to Darlene and then to Dean. So let me see if I can get it up here. Yes, I can. Okay. One of the, the most important things we do in our business, as I said earlier, is to attract people and build relationships. It's the key to having a large organization with loyal monthly customers. One way we make this happen, pardon me, is with in-homes. And I'll share with you, and this is Julie speaking, what we do and how we build relationships through it. I recommend to my builders to do 1 to 2 a week, and that can include Zoom events. Right now, they're doing them in their homes, and the strategy is to get them into other people's homes who come to the event and who are loyal, happy customers. By saying you love the products and are enjoying the benefits, who do you know who might enjoy these benefits? Or do you like to help people? Would you like to have an event in your home and share these products you love with others so they can benefit too? Who would be willing to support you? And then you let them know what the benefit is to them: free product or a certain amount of dollars with the number of people who come. So the first thing is inviting. You can invite through texts, Facebook messages, phone calls, in person. Make a list of at least 30 people to start and add names every week to your list, and send friend requests on Facebook to people you know to expand your attraction for invitations. It might take inviting 30 people to get 3. That's 10%, and I've been told that's good. The invitation, then, there are many ways to invite. Always make it personal. There is a benefit to them. Make it sound like fun. Be casual. Let them know they'll be receiving a gift just for coming. And if you let them know they won't have to buy anything, they'll relax and be opening to listen to what you're saying to them. I always contact everyone after the event is over too, so we can have a one-on-one conversation. This lets me ask questions and really get to know them better and find out what they want. Now, how about responses? When someone says yes first, let them know how happy you are they can come. And be sure to remind them the day before the event, saying, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at my house at 2. And I found that's me speaking now, and Julie has too, I know. If you can do it personally, that's perfect. But otherwise, don't text them, don't email them, pick up the phone and talk to them. It's important that you have some kind of a personal contact. When someone says they can't come, let them know it's okay and ask if you can invite them to another one, or let them know when you're having another one and see if that day works out for them. Rarely do you get a no. It's just not now. The timing may not be right, or they may have plans. Our goal is to have 5 people come to the event. It's a good number so you can sit at the kitchen table. It makes it more intimate, and you can get to know a small group best. Learn from the host as much as possible about each person who will be coming to give you some background about what to focus on when you talk. If no one comes, we still get together and have the event as if people are there. If only one comes, it's a great opportunity to have a one-on-one and give special attention to that person, adjusting your questions accordingly. Before I leave, I have a checklist of everything I take with me, and you will be able to get that checklist too, by the way, through opastuff.org. Make sure you get there 15 minutes before people are told to be there. Greet people at the door. Start conversations right away and get to know them, even though you already have background information on them. You don't say, well, I know all about you because so-and-so told me. You meet them as if they're a brand new person to you, because they are, even though you've got background info. And then the event. Start on time and honor people's time. The event lasts an hour or less. Congratulate everyone from coming. Let them know you have something exciting to share with them. And you've probably by that time already introduced yourself. Ask a lot of questions to get your conversations going. Like you're curious why they came today. Let them know this is a casual event. Relax, enjoy, have fun. Ask if they've heard of Shackley. This starts a lot of conversation, and then keep asking questions. Let them know they'll discover Shackley today. I will share my short story of how I got started and include both products and business stories. I share 3 2-minute videos with nutrition, why Shackley, why choose Shackley, and then the Shackley story. And those are available on shackley.tv. I set up each video as to why I'm sharing it. This starts some great conversations. I ask lots of questions. Do they take supplements? Why did you start? Do you feel better? Do you think you get all the vitamins and minerals you need every day? Do you eat fruits and veggies every day? While it's playing, they're usually nodding their heads in agreement with why supplement. Then I ask more questions. What did they hear? What's important to them in choosing a brand? How do they know which ones to take? Are they confused? Who do you trust? Then I ask, why choose Shackley? And we play the Shackley difference. Again, I ask, what did you hear? What stood out that's important to you? And of course, after they speak, if there's something you want to make sure they heard, speak a little on, say, the landmark study or our safety, our quality, that we have proven products. They're 100% guaranteed. And then just to give them another short video to get the feel of what we're all about, I share the Shackley story video. Again, asking what they heard and mentioning a few things about being the most clinically proven wellness company in the world. Be sure to share Dr. Shackley's philosophy and how he got started in the future. I mentioned that there are more than 300 products in different product lines. I asked the host to share their story, both product and business, if it's a builder, if it's a member, just the products, and the hostess will share throughout the event also. The group will really pay attention to what she says, and sometimes I don't have to mention a lot of things because she'll do it. Then I show them the product I brought. I bring the Ready Set Wellness products, giving them the basics. Choose a multi, Vital E, Vitalizer, Meology, or nowadays too, the Vital E gummies can be a good choice. Choose a protein, Energizing Soy or Life Shake, and we talk about them. More conversations come up. Then I have them fill out an interest form for a gift. Everyone gets a gift. I like them to create their own gift bag to take home. I share the products I'm giving, going over them briefly, and put a little sheet in their bag so they have it for later. I give samples of energizing tea, snack bars, and the triple defense boost. They love making their choices. If we have 5 or more there, I'll also do a door prize. The hostess will draw, and one person gets a special gift. It can be any product you want to give. I like the Travel Body Trio. Congratulate them for coming. Say it's wonderful to meet you. I'll be contacting everyone to answer questions and provide the info requested. Look forward to talking with you. The interest forms give me their name, number, email, when is the best time to contact, and they check off what they'd like more info on. The phone calls afterward, the next day, are when I really get to know them and start building on the relationship. And I'm going to insert here, you must follow up, and it has to be right away. If you wait, they lose their interest and excitement, and you may just lose them. For skincare, the same basic outline, except she does not do the videos. She has all the youth products and talks about each one individually. She asks them lots of questions similar to the others. What skincare issues are they having? What they'd like in a skincare system? What they're doing now? Just really get to know them. Pass out each product around the table to try on the back of the hand, and we discuss how it feels, smells. What do you think? It's a lot of fun and they love it. Everything else is basically the same, with filling out the interest form, giving the samples, and a gift bag they select. We found that in-homes are a great way to connect with new people, attract them, and build relationships. And I might mention here that what she does too is, as she's working with her builders, for example, she's got 2 folks in her business right now who are builders. And she will offer to do one for them up front. And then the next 2, they help. The next one, she may break it into more than 3 now, but then the next one is she will do most of it, and they will be contributing to what's going on. And then down the line, what happens after however many she's got going now, then the person who's the builder in her organization will do that video, and she will be there to observe, to, put a few words in here and there where it's needed. But what she wants to do is teach them how to do this so they can relate to people, so that she's not the one doing all the talking, so that she's not the one doing all the work for it, essentially, because they're not going to learn to do it if they don't do it themselves. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Darlene, because she's doing in-homes also. She's done them similar to Julie, but she's doing them in a different way now, which some of us have done before and some have not. So Darlene Kalui, go ahead.
Thanks, Barb, and good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Darlene. I am from West Palm Beach, Florida, and I'm so thrilled to be here and share with you in-home events that I have been doing now for quite a while. And for me, an in-home event has allowed me and my team to build solid relationships with current customers as well as new prospects in Shackley. But most of all, it is an opportunity for us as a team not only to grow our Shackley business, but also to be able to support each other. So there's something special that happens when you see each other face to face. It's really different than just a phone call or even on Zoom. An in-home event has brought success to our team, and it is called the Shackley Express. So some of you may even be familiar with it, or you have done it in the past. And it was Carolyn Whiteman who initially introduced me to it many years ago, and we kind of stopped doing it for a while, and recently we brought it back into doing this type of in-home event. So the whole event takes place in someone's home, just like Julie's been doing, usually mine or a Shackley builder, or it can also be in a customer's home who offered to host and invite their own friends. So what we do is we set up 5 different stations in the house. So we have first a healthy beauty section where I have youth and some Pomifera products there. We have a healthy home corner where we have the Get Clean kit. And in that corner, I also have a Get Clean basket ready to go. And I offer that for someone to borrow for a couple of days if they want to try it at their home. In that little corner, we also have a laminated copy of the handwriting skills. And this is the area where we show how the products work. We open, the what you call it, scour off. Everybody, they can smell it. We try, we show how Nature Bright works and all that. Another area, another station is the foundational nutrition and select essential nutrition products. So we'll have Vitalizer there, a Vitali, Nutriferon, some kids nutrition. I'll have the Ready Set Wellness ready there so they can see that. Another station is sports nutrition. I'll have the build, hydrate, energize, and they can sample that as well. The last station is the healthy weight. This is where I have the 7-day healthy cleanse. I've cut up some snack bars and some meal bars where they can taste. There's the Shackley 180 shake. And I share about the 5-day reset and our wellness community. So pretty much this is kind of what happens after the guests come in and they get settled. The host congratulate them for making the decision to be there. I talk about how Shackley has helped me in 3 aspects of my health. First is the physical health, the financial health, and emotional or mental health. So if it's in my team member's home, he or she is the one who will welcome the guests and present if they're ready to already present at that time. A physical health, I talk about the products wherein I share my own personal testimony and also our daughter's health story. On financial health, I talk about how Shackley became my plan B, that I had to quit my job and homeschool our daughter. And I share how Shackley has provided me a second stream of income to our family while having the flexibility to be able to stay at home. And the third aspect is the emotional or mental health, where Shackley has opened me to grow personally as a wife, as a mother, as a leader in our community, through personal development trainings and being surrounded by such amazing Shackley people who so openly share what they have to others. And this is usually where I really share how passionate I am on sharing health to as many people as I can, because Shackley has been a gift to me and my family. And I feel like when something so significant touches your life, you cannot just keep it to yourself. So I emphasize how Shackley has been a gift, but it's really up to them if they want to open that gift. So I also share here how amazing I feel now in my 50s than I did in my late 20s and early 30s. So really a lot of storytelling. If there's another member who are also there and they have a product story, I ask them beforehand if they can talk for like 2 or 3 minutes about their health story. So after that introduction, we go into each station. We spend probably about 5 minutes in each station and then answer any questions they might have, sample things, and then we move on to the next station. So we usually leave the healthy weight as the last station because this is where we make the shakes, we show them how to make the shake, and we sample it as well. They also sample the snack bar. So it's part of the food that we're preparing for them. So we keep it as simple as possible. And when all of that is done, we circle back to the business opportunity that Shackley has provided for us. And we share what the business has provided for the family. We give time for the guests to mingle, to ask questions, and to offer them the opportunity to also share Shackley to others if they want to host an event at their home or by referring people to us. So pretty much that's what I have, Barb.
Okay, thanks, Darlene. And as I said, we'll have questions afterwards. And one of the things that I could mention here too, when I've done Shackley Express type in homes, there have been times when I've had 2 or 3 other business leader friends, not necessarily in my organization, but we live close together, that sort of thing. And we would all invite people, and we do it in one of our homes, the one that had the best room set up for everybody to be there. And we always had a great time. And that way it was, we all shared the work of putting it together and also the presentation and that sort of thing. So you can alternate that a little bit. Yes, Ray, go ahead.
Okay, we really emphasize the in-homes in our organization for a couple of reasons. From a business standpoint, if you're doing in-homes, it's the fastest way of increasing your volume and building in depth. And if what you want is to build an organization, you can do it one person at a time. It's going to take you forever. If you're doing in-homes where you have people there and then you get in-home, so you get a first level that you're doing an in-home with and they invite their friends. And then from that in-home, you give people an opportunity to have an in-home themselves where they can invite their friends. Now you're down to the second level. And then you want to get in-homes from that in-home and you're down to the third level. So this is how you build in depth. You can do it a lot faster with in-homes. And every team meeting and that we have once a week is I will ask our people, how many in-homes are you having? How many are scheduled for the next week, the next month, the next 2 months? Because we think it's that important if they want to grow their business is that they're doing in-homes. That's how the Sherpins and the Madorns and a lot of the masters built their organizations years ago was with in-homes. And we had people in our home all the time. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I really think that's important that we're doing in-homes if you want to grow your business or if you want to rank up, especially that as well. So Barb.
Okay, thanks, Ray. And now our third guest speaker has come up with something that's beyond in-homes, but another more unique way to contact with people, build relationships, and that's Dean Walters. Dean, go ahead.
Thanks, Barb. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, tonight I'm speaking on something that I have never spoken on before. So this should be interesting. But I've been in Shaklee for 27 years and I've been a director for 26 of those years. So I'm really a master director, but that's going to be changing soon. I was a professional opera and musical theater performer for most of my life. And as a result, I was a happy product user that only dipped my toe in the business building pond. But that changed when injuries and illnesses changed my focus to health coaching, personal training, and working with older adults to help them have the healthiest and most productive lives they could have. Now, my wife and I moved to Fort Myers from the Florida Keys in May of 2020, right at the groundswell of COVID. So I realized that I needed to figure out a different way to meet new people and build my organization. I joined a local BNI chapter, and that helped somewhat. But even the first 2 years of that were on Zoom meetings before I actually ever met any of them in person. And that's when it hit me that social media was the next step that really made sense. I knew that I had to figure out how to incorporate it into my plan. I knew social media wasn't going anywhere or how long we'd be on lockdown from COVID. So in addition to some of the things that corporate was starting to provide for us regarding social media marketing, I began to seek out other online marketers to learn from them. And if you want to learn more about some of the people I started coaching with about that, you can reach out to me. I'm glad to share that information with you. But tonight, I'm not going to talk about like the social media facts, how many millions of people a day are on Facebook or any of that stuff. But what I will say is that if you're not utilizing social media as part of your normal networking, you are missing out on thousands of potential warm leads with the opportunity to change them into hot leads and then maybe members and maybe potential builders. And that's what I'll be talking about. And that ties in with what Tony Banner was talking about today on the Mission Possible call, if you saw that. Now, you've probably heard a lot of people say that, we need to start finding new fishing ponds. Well, social media offers you the biggest pond that there is. And there are thousands of people out there looking for what we have. Now, the trick is having them see a particular message from you when they happen to be scrolling that catches their attention and speaks to their need from somebody they know, like, and trust. And that is your job on social media, putting out content that engages people. Then the more they see and engage with your posts, the more they feel like they know you and hopefully like you, and then they begin to trust you. Now, most, if not all of us, do our scrolling on social media, and we may have a need or something that we're looking for, and either immediate or, in the back of our minds. So here we are scrolling through and something will catch our attention and it reminds us of that need that we're looking for. So we stop and we check out the post, and it might be right for us or it might not. But if not, we scroll on. If it is right for us, we click through and the adventure begins. And during that time, there will be many informational stages that will probably lead us to purchase a product or maybe a training or not. That's just the way it works. But if we hadn't seen that particular post at that particular time, it wouldn't have happened at all. And that's why it's critical to have a constant presence on social media. But even if somebody stops on your post and what you're saying strikes a chord with them, how well do they know, like, or trust you? The more they do, the more likely they are to stop, read, and possibly engage with you. So consistency is an absolute necessity in building your following online. Now, if it takes 70 to 20 touches for somebody to purchase in the normal way of building, think how many exposures you need to have on social media to have the chance that somebody will see it when it speaks to them at that particular time that you post. So social media is the absolute best way You develop a following. You get more people into your funnel. From a cold market, they become a warm market, then a hot market, and then you take them offline. Take them into Messenger, take them into Zoom, or meet them in person if it's somebody local. All right, so you're probably thinking, well, I don't know that much about social media. What am I going to post? How do I engage with somebody? Okay, now think about this. There are 5 basic areas that you can focus on with your posts. We call them the 5 E's. The first one is educational. Now, it could be how to make a tasty, healthy protein shake, but it doesn't have to be about your products or the business. Now, maybe it's a post about the best shoes you've found for pickleball. Okay, the second one is engaging, asking a question. What's your favorite type of exercise? Are you a dog or a cat person, and why? People start commenting and they start engaging. Now, leave any controversial issues out if you want to build a business online. The third one is empowering. Maybe a post about a book you just finished that helped with a particular issue that you might think could help somebody else. The fourth one, excuse me, is entertaining. And we've all seen these, the crazy cat videos, babies with contagious laughs, etc. We've all seen them and they make us smile and feel good. And we begin to recognize the person that's posting them. And the last one is emotional. Now, these posts are the ones that really pull at your heartstrings, and we've seen them too. Soldiers with surprise returns from deployment, or their families' reactions to that, or victories at the Paralympics. But don't just get into the poor me, look how life is raining on my parade type of stuff. People don't want to follow that. So you can work in the posts about your products or your business on occasion. And if they're already following you, it won't seem so much like you're selling. If you need more ideas on what to post, you can actually go and play on ChatGPT. Don't worry, it's not going to bite you. You use a prompt with it, and it can help you design even a 30-day social media plan based on whatever. The more specific your prompt, the better the outcome. So you want to be very specific, like telling it, I want to design a 30-day social media plan. I want to incorporate posts and reels and stories. I want to use the 5 E's approach. My company is a health and wellness company, so I'd like to incorporate 1 to 2 posts per week that refer to something in our business. You click enter and you see what happens. And something will pop up for you. Then you refine it. You talk to ChatGPT like it's a person. Say, hey, that was really great. However, could you refine it a little bit? And you start giving it more specific prompts. Then you find out what it says. You may like it, you may not, but it may give you a really good idea to start with. So you want to use these different types of posts in your plans. Now, posts, thing we normally see with pictures or written or whatever, those are only seen by your friends. Reels are seen by many people beyond your personal friends, and stories are only seen for 24 hours and then they're gone. So they're a great place to start because they're only there for 24 hours and you don't have to be perfect when you're just starting out. That when somebody comments on your post, respond to them. Hey, thanks for commenting on my post. Maybe you'll then ask them a question, whatever it is, and keep a list of the people that comment on your posts because these people could become your warm market. Recognize their names then if they comment on other posts. Now, most of my social media presence is on Facebook, which is still the most popular and most widely used platform. I'm not on Instagram very much, and I'm not on TikTok at all. I just don't have the mental bandwidth to go on any more platforms. So what I'm speaking about is mainly for Facebook. Now, if you're on Facebook, you probably already have a personal profile, but make sure that you there's a place to click to make it a professional mode. The only real difference is that you get metrics with that. You can find out who's been watching, how many have been watching each particular post, which then gives you an idea of the kind of posts that people like, so you can kind of plan your posts that way. You might also get a business page. I do have one. I don't use it very much, but I do use Facebook groups. And that's what we've been using with Shackley for the wellness groups. Our group has been doing the 5-day reset for, I think, 7 or 8 months now. And you can also use your groups to do in-homes online. Now, in my private Facebook group, I do a weekly live event where I can share info on different topics just to the members of my group. Now, one really important thing, though, with social media, and I know this might rub some people the wrong way, but do not mention Shackley or a specific product name. And the reason is, if you do that, one, it's going to seem like you're selling, and two, they'll Google about the company. Now, you want to be the one to give them the information about Shackley and answer their questions, etc. You don't want Google to be doing that for you. Instead, engage with them. Do posts about using shakes or skincare or cleaning products or health stories or little business stories. But even things like, I was so lucky to be able to go visit my granddaughters in the middle of the week because of the type of business that I have. If you'd like more information, comment, let me know. You haven't mentioned anything specific, but hopefully you've created some interest. Then use your call to action. Again, if you'd like to know what protein I use to make that shake, let me know. If you'd like to know what kind of cleaning products I use to get those results, just let me know. Comment or send me a message. You want to know how I keep my skin so young and healthy, or keep most of my hair? Just comment below and I'll let you know. Want to know how I built back the bone mass that I lost? Just comment below or send me a message. So there are ways to engage people without mentioning a specific product. For example, though, if you happen to do a video about making your morning shake, have your canister of shake out there, but turn it slightly so they can't read the name of the company. Then they have to ask you. They have to comment and engage with you to find out about it. One really good example of that, recently I had a nurse practitioner that saw a post that I did on nutrition for weight loss. Now, she has a wellness center in Fort Myers that focuses on both medical and natural weight loss. And she wanted to learn more about the natural weight loss products. So she looked me up online, not the company, because I didn't mention the company. She looked me up, she sought me out. And if I had mentioned the name of the products, she would have gone to Google right away. Instead, she reached out to me. We've had 2 great meetings. Now she's using the products. She's on our current 5-day reset and excited about being able to incorporate the products into her business to help her clients. Now, 2 other points that I wanted to make. One is having a lead magnet is a great way to build your email list and improve your engagement. And email lists are incredibly important because social media platforms can shut you down or lock you out at any time. The only thing you actually own is your email and your contact list. Now, you can have something as simple as, the PDF that we have for the recipe guide for the resets and things like that. You can offer it to somebody as a lead magnet. Hey, just shoot me your email. I'll send it right over to you. That's a way to contact and to connect with somebody. The last thing is you're honing in on your target market. Now, if your business premise is to help everyone get healthier, you're going to have a difficult time attracting people to you online because it's just too general. Nobody's looking to just kind of feel better no matter what my age. For example, now, even though I have clients that don't fall into this category, my target market is helping women over 60 reduce joint pain, boost flexibility, and regain muscle mass through nutrition and supplementation, customized workouts, and targeted flexibility exercises. So when I do add in some information on products or business into a post, that's the market I'm hoping will see it, and it will speak directly to them. Now, your market might be young moms who want to be able to stay home with their young kids while still contributing to the family's income. Or maybe your market is grandparents who want to be able to keep up with the grandkids. It doesn't matter, whatever floats your boat. And interestingly enough, our target market is usually us. Now, when you have a meeting with those people, once they finally reach out to you and you're asking all the questions, you find out all kinds of issues that they or their family members are having. And then that gives you the opportunity to explain how you can help them with that too. You can explain all the other things that you can do. So I want to repeat that importance of consistency. Having somebody see a particular message from you when they happen to be scrolling that catches their attention and speaks to their need from somebody they know, like, and trust. Now, if you're nervous about doing a post or going live on the internet, wow. Don't worry about what people might think because they're not paying your bills. Also, I'm taking part starting on the 16th in a free 5-day live video challenge. And if you'd like more information on that, reach out to me. I'll share the link with you. Again, it's free, 5 days, how to do live videos. So I hope this information has been helpful to you. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Or if you want to reach out personally to me, you can email me at dean@agingboldly.life. Thanks.
Thanks, Dean. I really appreciate you.
And I just looked up and I thought, oh my God, did I turn my mic on?
You did.
Okay, good.
Okay, all righty. Any questions from anybody? Or comments about things you've done? One of the things I'll mention that I see so often, probably every day when I'm on Facebook, and people they're talking about our products. They have that canister or that whatever with Shackley right in the front, so everybody sees it on the screen. And Dean helped you realize, I think, why it's so important not to do it, because they will go to someone else or they will go to Shackley's website, but they won't come to you. And so that's a good thing to keep in mind.
And it does, Barb. It makes somebody feel right away like you're selling.
Yeah,
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
Yeah, this is my product. Beep, 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 buy this, buy now. That's what it looks like. No matter how you try to disguise it.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think those were a lot of excellent ideas and different, like what Darlene and me through Julie did was to give you what we've done for a very long time on mostly a person-to-person basis, either in person or on Zoom. And that works great. And what Dean has added is another dimension. And you can either choose to use it or not to use it. But I think he gave us some all good ideas regardless. So any comments, questions, anything from any of you?
Well, Barb, and the whole reason of doing that is if you, like when we were here during COVID, we didn't know anybody. So trying to get people, but you want to pull them in, you want to get them offline and talk to them directly, whether it's through Messenger, Zoom call, or whatever. Then you can start doing your in-homes and everything else, with them online if they're not local. So it's just another way of bringing people into the more traditional ways of showing the products and everything.
And rather than going out and looking for people, like we mentioned, our topic is attracting people. And that's what we want to do. If we're selling, we're actually driving them away in the long run. If we're doing the types of things that we've talked about tonight, we're attracting them. And we're looking for people who enjoy the kinds of things that we do, who are looking for better health and a whole host of other things. So anybody?
I have a question, Dean.
Sure.
Can you give us the email again?
My email, dean@agingboldly, BOLDLY.life.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? Is anyone here doing in-homes on a regular basis or even not a regular basis, but once in a while?
Barb, I have a question for Darlene. First of all, the presentation was excellent, Darlene. Dean, it was always excellent also. And Julie through Barb Madorn was excellent. It was very informative. I want the script for Julie. The question I have for you, Darlene, when you have these different stations, are they in different rooms or are they in the same room and just spread out a little bit? How are they setup?
They're usually just in the same room. Like, for example, the last time, and we're doing it this Saturday too at Tessa's house. She has a townhouse. It's not such a big area. But, you know, like we have the shakes close to the kitchen area where she has the her Vitamix is there. And then we might put the youth products closer to the bathroom in case somebody wants to try it on their hand. You know, so really it was just within like 2 or 3 steps away from each other. So, and it all depends how much space you have. But the fun part that Barb mentioned is that if you have other Shackley builders, even if they are not in the same organization, it's really great to team up with them. And that way everybody has different stories to share. And it is more fun when you hear different stories. It really becomes alive. You know, Shackley becomes alive to other people, to your guests. And once you have members who have tried products and they come back, or bring someone else there and they share their own story, it's more powerful than even the host's story. So that's one thing I really, it's fun. The interaction is more fun. We make like asking a lot of questions rather than, presenting. So I don't put a whole lot of products there, just kind of enough to pick their interest. Because if there's too much, it gets a little confusing for most of them.
Yeah, I just want to add one other thing, because I've heard some people say, when you have an in-home in your home and you get 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people, there's a lot of things that is really good about that. Sometimes only one person might show up. And I've heard people say, well, why even bother? There's only one that showed up, and we just won't do it. Well, go ahead and do the in-home, just like there were 10 people there. Go ahead and do that one. And the reason why I say that is that Gary Burke told me one time that he drove 5 hours to do a meeting that was supposed to be a whole bunch of people show up. He got there was only one person. Gary did the meeting. That one person became a master coordinator. So think about that. That one person could really make or break your whole organization. So don't worry about if only one shows up. Do the meeting just like there were 10 there. So I just wanted to pass that along as well. So.
Okay, and Richard, did you have your hand up?
I wanted to say that I thought that the descriptions were fantastic. I do want to follow up with both of you, and I'm looking forward to this replay because it helps to give a round out what I'm missing, right? What I can improve upon. So I want to thank you both for preparing yourselves to give a great and easy to understand presentation. It was fantastic.
Very good.
I agree.
Richard-
I think that you gave such wonderful specifics. Sometimes people tell you about their successes, but you're not really clear on exactly what they do. And I love the fact that you got as specific as you did. Thank you so much, both of you.
Anyone else? Darlene, let me ask you to mention, now this is for a reset, which is another way, 5-day reset that our organization has of working with people. But tell them about the guy who I think was a Shackley lead originally, started using products and questioned. Tell them that story.
Sure. A couple of months ago, I got this lead from Shackley, probably about March or April. And I followed up with him, sent him a thank you note. And every time he places an order, I reach out to him and thank him. And one of my follow-up with him last August, and he's ordered Meology, like Meology packets, a good size order, almost $200 worth of Meology packet. And I said, how are you doing on it? He said, I still don't have the energy that I feel like I was looking for. And so I asked a lot more questions to him. How is eating habits? How does his day go? And one of the things that we came up was like, I said, maybe, I said, have you done a cleanse before or a reset? He said, what is that? He said, a couple of days wherein you're avoiding a lot of food that are inflammatory. So we're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. I said, would you be interested to learn more? He said, yes. So we got together in Zoom and I had my whole 5-day reset presentation with all the pretty slides already. And then we got into Zoom and I just started asking a lot of questions to him. And it became very, like he asked me a lot of questions. I asked him a lot of questions and I ended up not presenting the whole slides that I had to, already. And so he said, okay, I think I want to give it a try. So we have a 5-day reset that actually started today. And we left it at that. I said, the last thing that I said was that, how much coffee do you drink? He said, probably 1, maybe 2 cups a day. I said, would you be interested to switch just for a couple of days to our tea, the Shaklee tea? He said, maybe, that might be not a bad thing. So I said, okay, I'm going to send you a couple of samples so you can, give it a try even before the reset starts. So we ended up that probably a 20-minute call on Zoom. After 4 hours, he texted me. He said, my wife is on board. She wants to do the reset. She wants to do the reset too. Not only she wants to try it, she wants to support him as well in this journey. So it was a very good, I think it was a good thing that I didn't do a presentation, kind of just really like getting to know him. And instead of mailing the tea, he lives like 20 minutes away from me. I took the time and dropped it off so I could meet him personally. So there's that, that touch again, that high touch, getting to know the person more. And then the next step is to invite him to an in-home presentation. So as another follow-up.
Thanks, Darlene. Yeah, I mean, follow-up is critical. And if you're not going to follow up, don't even start because you're not going to get the results. Or if you follow up, like Julie always says, she says, sometimes that same day, I'll start following up with people because I've got their little interest form and I know how to get in touch. And I've already told them I'm going to follow up and they've been okay with that. Or the next day at the latest, because the longer you let it go, the worse it is. Now with Julie, she's been following up some sort of way, acknowledging every month when he places an order. And so she'd never met him personally, but she had that contact and that touch there all the time. So he knew who she was. And then when he did call, all of this is starting to evolve. So who knows where that's going to go? I think that's fun. Go ahead.
So, and just to add on, Barb, so today's the first day of the reset. I texted him. He said, do you have 5 minutes just to touch base and see how, especially it's his first time to do it. So we had a call at 4 o'clock. I kept it at 5 minutes just to see if there's any challenges. And I said, well, tomorrow again, we'll be in touch. So he's good with that.
Good. Yes, critical on a reset or something like that. If you're doing those, got to keep in touch on a daily basis, even if it's a little 1-sentence text. How are you doing today? Day 1, how's it going? Whatever it happens to be.
Any questions?
Any other questions? Yes. Go ahead, Dean.
One other little thing with the social media, if somebody does comment on a post or a reel or something that you've done and you don't know them, you can comment back, but then click on their name and read about them. You can look at their profile, you can decide whether or not you then want to send them a friend request and start that kind of, relationship. They'll see more of your stuff then, but I never send a friend request to somebody that I haven't checked out first. And a little tip for everybody, when you see a post or you see something from, I thought I was already friends with that person, when their account has been copied or whatever, The quickest way to know that, you look at their posts, and practically all the posts have the same date on them. They were all July 31st, July 31st, July 31st, which means they've imported them and stuck them all on a thing at the same time. So that's one way to kind of spot a fake profile.
And another way you can do that too is if you knew they had a bunch of friends and they've only got 3 or 4 friends,
Exactly.
you know to delete that because it's no good.
Especially if you know you're already a friend with them.
Right. Okay, anybody else? All righty, everybody. Well, thank you for being with us tonight. Sorry, Julie couldn't be here, but you will have her materials if you decide to go to opastuff.org and look at the presentation. You can download that for them or for yourself. And if you've got questions, you can contact any of us. If you don't know how to get in touch, we can put you in touch with whoever you'd like to talk to. So have a great rest of your month, and